Słuchasz podcastu Angielski z Konradem. Jeśli chcesz popracować nad płynnością, nabrać odwagi do konwersacji, skorygować często popełniane błędy bądź poznać skuteczne metody nauki, ta audycja jest dla Ciebie. Remember, you're not at school, so chill out, kick back and enjoy yourself. Let's begin. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. It's been a while, hasn't it? I had to take an unexpected break from recording due to some urgent family matters. Life will always find a way to make you put your plans on hold, I guess. Anyway, it's good to be back. Let's talk about proverbs. Proverbs are extremely common in pretty much any language. They are a figure of speech which have a hidden meaning, a hidden message, until you learn the message and use them, that is. Proverbs are said when something particular happens. They are said in a particular situation. Think of them as a language within a language. Here's an example. It may sometimes appear that every person you look at has a nicer car, a better job, a thicker wallet. Before you start complaining, remind yourself that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. You will always find people who appear to be better off than you, just as others will find you to be better off than them. So there's no point in being consumed by jealousy. What's more, the source of jealousy might just be a facade made in order to hide the real state of things. The nice car I mentioned, it's a lease, or worse, bought with a loan. The better job, earned at a cost of personal life and free time. My friend from university found a currency exchange which sells Iranian rials. You can buy 1 million rials for about 100 zlotys. This gets you 200 notes, enough to stuff your wallet to the brim. Needless to say, he attracted quite an attention at the parties whenever he wanted to pay for his beer. Someone eventually stole his wallet. Joke's on the thief. What appeared to be a jackpot turned out to be a flop. The grass is greener on the other side of the fence, but it may as well be a patch of dirt painted green, for all you know. So rather than comparing yourself to others, focus on improving your own life to reach the level you desire. Why should you consider learning proverbs? I will give you 2 good reasons. First of all, they are a common and a natural way of describing certain situations. Coming back to our example, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So, a native won't tell you not to compare yourself to others, as you will always find someone who appears to be in a better life situation than you, even though it may not be even true. It sounds quite convoluted, right? Almost like a robot talking to you. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence suddenly becomes a lot less complicated. The second reason is their brevity. Proverbs are short and to the point. Short messages are always easier to understand, easier to remember, easier to use in other situations. If you can say something using less words, why wouldn't you? It's in our linguistic nature, so to speak. So here's a list of 10 popular proverbs in English with a brief explanation on what they mean and when to use them. There are loads of more pronouns for you to learn. It's worth knowing as many as you can because, as I said before, they are commonplace in everyday conversations. Moreover, some proverbs are so good that they make their way into other languages. You can't eat your cake and have it. That's a proverb I heard in English years ago. England is actually its place of origin. Often you have to make a decision between two things, but you can only choose one. Once you make up your mind, once you choose option A, you cannot go with option B. That brings me to an exercise I made for you. Nothing too taxing, don't worry. As I mentioned a moment ago, some proverbs have identical Polish equivalents. So you can't eat your cake and have it. Nie możesz mieć ciastka i je zjeść. So, can you guess which ones have their Polish equivalents? I'm going to put an empty bracket below every pronoun so you can write down your translation of a particular saying. If there's no alternative, try to come up with your own translation. Let's begin. Proverb number 1. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples are fruit rich in vitamin C. Eating them will help you maintain your health. The proverb, however, is not just about apples. Complete, healthy diet, rich in all sorts of nutrients, will help you keep your health sound. It will also keep you far away from the doctor's office. When someone compliments you on your health or stamina, you demonstrate awe. If someone wants to know what the secret to your health is, that's the perfect moment to use this proverb. Proverb number 2. You can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs. You can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs. Destruction is a part of creation. In order to create, one must break something down. Sacrifice is inevitable on a journey to greatness, as cheesy as it sounds. What kind of sacrifice? Time, money, your energy, other resources. These are required to achieve any goal you can imagine. You are not getting any of it back. Just like eggs you need to break when you're making a delicious omelette. Moreover, it's impossible to please everyone. If you try doing that, you will end up pleasing no one, least of all yourself. Your relations to others may be damaged in the process. In that case, people can also be considered eggs. When you are about to make a decision which runs a risk of sacrificing something or damaging something, that's when you can use this proverb. Proverb number 3. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. The proverbial bold here are people who are brave, who have a lot of courage. The bold aren't afraid to take risks, even when the odds are against them. Let's take Karolina, my fiancée, for example. Karolina left her former, extremely lucrative job in order to find a vocation that will make her happy. She did that while our daughter, Ula, was barely a few months old. Now that is what I would describe as a bold move. And it paid off. She got the job she wanted. Fortune favored her. Whenever you are about to make a significant risk which others would consider too much, use that proverb. Proverb number 4. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. No problem in the world has ever been solved by a person constantly complaining that something is impossible, that a problem is too difficult to solve. We can call such a person a naysayer. You can find solutions to all of your problems. A proper attitude is the first and the most important step. Whenever someone tells you that solving some problem is impossible, that it's better to just give up, Remind those naysayers that will always finds the solution. It becomes a lot easier to solve problems if you want to solve them. Proverb number 5. When in Rome, do as Romans do. When in Rome, do as Romans do. Whenever you find yourself in a new environment, a foreign country, a new city, someone's house, it's worth knowing and practicing local customs. To behave in a way that the locals behave, in a sense. Follow the house rules in a new environment. If everybody wears slippers at your parents-in-law house, wear them as well. If your hosts say grace before a meal, what harm will it be to you if you join, even if you are a radical atheist? You can use this pronoun to remind someone to behave appropriately to the place or situation they find themselves in. Proverb number 6. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. What you do is more important than what you say. Stop talking about how great you are. Instead, demonstrate your merit in deeds. When someone is boasting, remind them that it's all an empty boast until they put what they say into action. Proverb number 7. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the worm. When you get up early, you can get a lot more things done. Mainly because it puts you ahead of others. Because you start your day earlier than others, there are more opportunities waiting for you. But I think there's a bit more to that proverb than that. Not only is it about the time of day, the proverbial worm is also an opportunity that you take before anyone else. In 2008, Elon Musk founded Tesla. People who invested in the company at that moment, those who believed in Musk's vision, are swimming in money today, even though they took an enormous risk by putting their faith in a business of making cars in an industry dominated by giants like Toyota or Volkswagen. We call such people early adopters. Early adopters start doing something before it becomes popular. An early adopter can also be an early bird. Alright, the next proverb. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Movement is the key to life. As long as we keep moving, as long as we are active, both physically and mentally, we are alive. We are well. I'm reminded of this proverb every time I hear people my age complaining about conditions related to lack of exercise. Back pains, sore muscles, getting winded after climbing a flight of stairs. They are covered in our proverbial moss from head to toes. You can also say that they're rusty. The good news is that you can get rid of this moss. All you need to do is start rolling again, start moving. As I mentioned before, the proverb is not only related to physical fitness, but also to any skill you might make worse by lack of practice, by negligence. English and recording podcasts included. Right. Proverb number 9. Learn to walk before you run. Learn to walk before you run. Have you ever seen any first-timer at the gym starting their workout with a 200-kilogram deadlift? Neither have I. Everyone, even those with an exceptional talent, start from the basics. Hone basic skills to perfection before you advance to a higher level. Perfection